What's up, guys? Welcome back to the JV Money Show. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about how I went from not knowing about Tesla to hearing about Tesla to being a huge fan but not being able to afford a Tesla, and then eventually buying one and then becoming a Tesla shareholder. So we'll get into that on today's episode. Okay, so how I even heard about Tesla. Okay, so it goes back years ago. So I'm a huge video game nerd. I love PC games. I love video games. So I was listening to an IGN podcast with Ryan McCaffrey. If you guys know about Tesla, if you follow Tesla at all, you'll know about him. He has a huge podcast called Ride the Lightning Podcast. It's absolutely amazing. It's all about Tesla. He interviewed Elon Musk. He got his Roadster. He's an amazing journalist and amazing podcaster. So I followed him for years on IGN, and he started talking about Teslas on his IGN video game podcast. And eventually he started his own podcast, and I kept hearing about Tesla. I didn't know what it was. This is years ago. So that was the first person that really I heard about it, and I started doing a little bit of research into the company Tesla. The Model S was the only car out at the time. The Roadster, the old Roadster as well. But after that, I started doing research in it, and I became a huge fan. I started following everything, listening to everything, researching it all. Heard about the Model X, and then the production problems, and then after eventually the success with the X and the Falcon Wing doors, I was a huge fan. But the cars were really, really expensive, and at the time, I couldn't afford it. I was an electrician. I couldn't afford that, living in a condo with my girlfriend at the time, Jane. So it was a dream of ours to one day own a Tesla. So fast forward a little bit, and Elon announces he does the Tesla Model 3 unveil. So we both watched that live, me and my girlfriend Jane. We watched it live. We saw the cars. We've been hearing about the cars for a long time, forever hearing about these cars. They finally unveiled them. They looked beautiful. They looked amazing. And then we heard that he was announcing you could put down your deposit that day. It's like, you can put down your deposit right now. $1,000 deposit, you can put it down. So we were kind of debating, because we lived in a condo, so we didn't have anywhere to charge it. I was driving an Acura, 2008 Acura TSX. She was driving a, I forget the year, but it was a Volkswagen Jetta. So I'll find the year out, and I'll let you guys know. So both the cars were paid off at the time as well. So we were like, I don't know, does it make sense? Then he announced pricing that they would be around $35,000. So we're like, all right, a few days passed actually. We're like, let's put down a deposit, and then by the time the car's made in 2 years, we can decide whether we want it or not. And you can always get your deposit back. So we each put down a deposit, $1,000 each. We both had our cars reserved, super excited. Elon sent us, not Elon, the company sent us this awesome letter in the mail saying congratulations and all that eventually. So we're anticipating, waiting for the car. Finally, June 2017, we received, actually a couple months before that, we received emails from Tesla saying your car is almost ready, just a few more weeks. Just need to verify a few things, and the whole financing process and the insurance. So everything was online. It was all online and over the phone. It was super simple to do, incredibly easy. There was no haggling, no negotiations. There was none of that stuff where you walk into a dealership and you're kind of haggling with the guy, and he goes into a back room, and then he's trying to negotiate pricing, and it's just a nightmare. So with the Tesla, it's all online. You go through the financing process. We decided to finance. I don't think leasing was available at the time, but we decided to finance, and then the day came eventually. The day came, June 2018. The day came. We drove to the place, picked up the car. I have some video here. I'll show you guys. Man, it's kind of, from driving ICE cars my whole life, internal combustion engine cars, we call them ICE cars, to driving a Tesla electric car, it's just such a difference. It's kind of hard to really explain the feeling that you get from it, it's like you have to drive one. It's just something you have to do. Like, it's set up a date with your dealership and test drive a Tesla, no matter which, with the S, X, or S. It doesn't S, X, or 3. It doesn't matter. Test drive it, because after that, you'll be blown away. So picked up the car, absolutely blown away at the performance, at the speed. This thing is like faster than like a Porsche. Like, it's insane how fast it is. And I was so psyched to start the autopilot. I think there's like a 10 kilometer or 20 kilometer range you have to drive for it to calibrate. So I drove the car home, so it was like calibrating, and then it said your autopilot is ready to activate. So I activated it, and it was so crazy. That feeling, just letting go of the steering wheel and it driving itself, making turns, stopping, going, accelerating, just unbelievable. That whole experience was amazing. And then got the car home. Me and Jane were just like completely amazed at how beautiful the car looks, how well it performs. The giant touchscreen monitor. It's just such a different experience than any other car we've ever had. So we had the car in the garage. We only had the 2-prong plug. So I had to install a higher voltage plug. I'll go into that another time. Like, I used to be an electrician, so I installed all that myself. But anyway, we love the car. We have it now. It's absolutely beautiful. So, and then I started doing more research. I discovered a channel called Hyperchange and Now You Know podcast. Guys, highly recommend those two channels. They're amazing. So Hyperchange just opened my eyes onto the stock potential of this company. This isn't advice to buy it or anything. It's just make your own decision. I'm not a financial advisor or anything. I'm just giving you my opinion. So following the sales and the growth of the company and where they're going to eventually be in the future and how far ahead of the competition they are, it was just like the stock is going to go crazy. It's going to go crazy one day. Like, you have to be in it for the long term though. You can't be short on Tesla. You have to be in it for like 5 to 10 years and you'll see the potential in that. So I started to buy stock in Tesla as well. So right now, the stock goes up and down. I'm not concerned about that. I'm concerned about the future. With the Shanghai factory online, with the eventual Gigafactory coming on in Europe, the Model Y, the pickup truck, the sales of the Model 3 is just killing it. The Model S and X refresh coming up, it's just like, it's gonna be crazy with the solar and the battery technology and the microgrids. And he just announced that, I think he talked about it on Twitter, about how he's gonna start, all the superchargers in California are gonna have solar and batteries available. So he's like secretly starting this microgrid, I don't know what to call it, like a microgrid section. Like, he's like kind of like laying the groundwork for that. So I'll get into that on another video too. I'm just too excited. But yeah, highly recommend. Actually, I don't recommend buying stock, but that's just what I did. You just do research before you buy any stock. That's always good advice. So yeah, that's about it. From not knowing anything about it to learning almost everything about it, and then reserving, pre-ordering our Model 3, picking it up, and then now loving it, and then eventually buying Tesla stock. That's the whole journey. It's just been an amazing journey just to be part of it and to have the car. It's kind of like you're in the future. It's kind of like having a superpower, having a Model 3. It's just, I don't know, the car comes to you, it drives itself. It's the safest car in the world. It's truly amazing. So, all right, that's it for this video. If you want to support the show and get notified when I drop videos, please subscribe. I know this is like the first video or second video that I'm dropping, but videos are gonna be coming out every single week. So hopefully more than that. I might drop 2 a week, who knows? But subscribe to the channel, drop a like, leave a comment down below if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right. Share the video with as many people as possible. This has been amazing, and I'm really excited for this channel. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.